Good evening.
Good evening, Father.
First of all, welcome back to Tula and to Diana. It's a great joy for us to have you back with us again. We were very sad when you got delayed, but
Better late than
we're
never.
very delighted to have you back. And thank you, Vicky, for bringing the fanuropita. If anybody doesn't know, the fanuropita is a special cake or a special sweet bread that is baked in honor of Saint Fanurios. Saint Fanurios, I was going to say ironically, but rather delightfully, is the patron saint of finding lost things. I say delightfully because he himself was lost to us for some time, and so it turns out that he is also very good at finding things. So when we lose things, we ask him for help, and when he helps us find them, we make him a fanuropita and we bring it to the church for the blessing. So thank you, Vicky, for bringing it, and thank you, Saint Fanurios. I noticed something that I was going to talk about anyway, but it's always nice when you find it in other places too. At the end of the fanuropita service, the prayer for those who bring the bread, at the end it says that in gladness and rejoicing they may forever hymn and glorify. And it's nice because what I wanted to talk about tonight is the value of singing. Why is it that so much of what we do, in fact, almost all of what we do in the Divine Liturgy, except for this preaching thing that I'm doing now, why is it that so much of it, almost all of it, is sung? And there are a few different reasons we can talk about for this. One of them is that singing is a great mnemonic device. That is, it helps us remember things. We're more likely to remember these prayers if we sing them. And singing also has a way of setting things apart so that we not only remember them, but that it helps us move ourselves out of the world that's out there and into the kingdom that is here. It sets us apart, and that's one of the reasons we use special music. We use music that is unlike anything that is outside. For when we do church, when we do prayer in here or in our homes, because it sets what we are doing here apart from the noise that is out there. Because there are lots of kinds of music, which is an important thing to remember that for my next point, which is that there seems to be a certain holiness simply to music. That music in and of itself seems to have a certain sacredness, and especially singing. Because if you look in the hymnology of the church, if you look in the prayers of the church, over and over and over again, we ask God not just to heal us or to guide us or to teach us, but we ask him to bless us, and we ask him that we may sing to him. That the praise and the glory that we give to God is somehow better, it is somehow higher when we sing. There's a prayer to the sick that I have, and I don't actually know if this is something that I accidentally interpolated or if it's actually there. I'll have to go back and look at it. But after we ask God to heal the sick, the next line is, that they may sing unto you and give glory to the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. President likes to tease me after if I ever do the prayer of the sick for her, because she says, do I have to sing now? And it's funny, and it's a good joke, but at the same time, there's a serious element to that we should be singing to God. And I don't know exactly what it is about singing. There's something about a joyful heart that makes you just want to burst out in song, even if you can't sing very well. Not everybody can. That's okay. Even if you can't sing very well, even if you're not Pavarotti, it's still good to sing in praise of God. And I think ultimately it's just that this is the nature of song. That God made music for this purpose. God made song for this purpose, to express something that cannot otherwise be expressed. To read a prayer is still prayer, but there is something more that comes through the prayer when it is sung. We can read the hymn of St. Demetrios, Megan Evrato, all the world has you, its mighty champion. We can read that. But it's not that there isn't something there, that it's not a good and a great prayer. It's not that that doesn't attach us to St. Demetrios. It just does it more when we sing it. And I don't know if that's just the way we were made or something about the song, but it seems that there is something about singing that elevates whatever it is that we do. Some of you may know I was a musician for many years. I was a violinist. I suppose in some way I still am. I haven't forgotten how to play, though I'm a little rusty. But there was something that I noticed in those years of playing, and that's that you don't necessarily need words to communicate through music. And as a violinist, mostly I did things that didn't have words attached to them. But that doesn't mean that there wasn't expression there. It doesn't mean that there wasn't even prayer there. I don't think you can listen to Beethoven's Sixth Symphony and not think and not realize that there is prayer happening in these notes that are offered. I suppose you can play it without prayer, but it seems kind of dead that way. There is an additional level of expression that comes with music, a new language that is beyond words, that, properly used at least, lifts us up. It's true, as I said, there's a lot of music that is not necessarily church music. There is music that does not necessarily elevate. In fact, there is music that can drag you down. If I may be permitted a brief Lord of the Rings reference, even the orcs, even the goblins in his work sing. But it's not a joyful song, it is not an uplifting song, it is a song rather that drags you down. That is the misuse of song, that is the misuse of music. But properly used, because it expresses something beyond words, I think. Music, one of the reasons we sing everything is precisely because it takes us beyond what mere words can express. And that is kind of the whole point of the church anyway. To take us not away from the physical, but beyond the physical. To take us not away from that which we see, but beyond that which we see. Not to take us away from that which is, to take us to that which is beyond what is. From time into eternity. May God bless you all. Have a wonderful evening. To the prayers of St. Demetrios, of St. Phonurios, and of St. Longinus, the righteous centurion, whose memory we celebrate chronologically tomorrow, liturgically today. And a happy name day if he's watching to Dominic Mose, who was just received into the church a few months ago with the name Longinus. So blessed feast to all of you. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening.